Hello, it's Sean and Tennille, and we just watched an animated film, the 2016 Illumination film, The Secret Life of Pets.
It was on Netflix.
It was terrible.
I heard most people said that this movie was, pretty bad, mediocre. I wasn't expecting it to be this bad.
No. It... I feel it suffers a lot of the same issues as the Minions movie did, wherein Illumination has not figured out how to tell a story yet.
Oh, okay. I'm sure there are plenty of wonderfully talented and fantastic individuals that work at Illumination.
Mm-hmm.
However, their stories are so directionless.
Yeah, you added a bit extra to that. But yeah, there's no direction.
I wonder if they seriously write stories around animation moments. I feel like there's a team of people who come together and they're like, hey, I've got an idea for a joke. And they're like, cool, I've got an idea for a joke that can bounce off that one. Cool, I've got an idea that can bounce off... And then a script is written. You know?
Kind of feels that way, yeah.
Because there's so many moments where it's like, I can tell certain animated moments, somebody had a clear direction for the moment. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And those moments are sprinkled, all throughout the movie. But never is a story beat one of those moments. Never is a character interaction one of those focused moments.
No.
Never is a character motivation one of those moments.
Wait, characters had motivation in this movie?
Game?
Thing? One character had motivation. And that character's motivation eventually paid off. Sort of.
There are plenty of character motivations, but they're so hackneyed and boring and
get dropped.
Boring, not even in the sense that, it's like, oh, we've seen this a million times before, but just boring in the sense that even the people, working on this film didn't care about it.
It's like,
because you can make a boring story interesting if you tell it well. That's why we see the same stories over and over again. Is because you can tell an interesting story out of a story that's already been done before. This story has already been done before, and it's fine.
Care.
Yeah, and it's not told well.
It's not told well. They just...
There are a million...
adding characters.
Yes. There are a million and one things that just... in this movie from the very start, we were joking because it was doing a song that's like, it's New York, and we're before the song started, we're like, oh, gee, I wonder where this could be. Gee, no movies ever take place here. We were just joking, and that's not, seriously a crime of the movie, because a lot of movies take place in New York. But because it did that, and because it's an animal movie, and then it started singing about New York, I was immediately like, and it's always once upon a time in New York City. It's a big old city, tough old town, it's true. And then, they even start, Max's whole story the same way, where he's, a puppy in a box. But instead of, Oliver... Mm-hmm. Being the kitten left behind and actually having stakes in their movie and setting up stakes early on. It's just this whimsy-filled snore fest of his perfect life. Same problem I had with Boss Baby, where it's just so much whimsy.
And basic Illumination female character inserted here. Tall, thin, wispy nose, which is Illumination
She looks
people.
like a nice version of Scarlet whatever
from the Minions movie.
From the Minions movie.
Yeah, it just looked like her again, except a little nicer and more rounded. Or, any of the characters from the Lorax.
Oh god, they made the Lorax, didn't they?
I can only assume because of the art style is identical.
Yeah. Man, I do not like their art direction.
No.
And that's just like Illumination in general. I don't like their aesthetic. Like, it's fine. It would work a lot better in 2D, but they're not a 2D company. They're a 3D company.
Yeah. I would be fine with it if they didn't use it every single movie.
If they changed it up?
Yeah, because let's use that art style for the Minions movies and leave it at that. Do other art styles.
Well, it's not like it's fantastic art direction. It's still mediocre art direction that they, granted, do make slightly better each time they do it, but like, it's not like it's such an appealing art direction to begin with that it's like, oh, well, it's not like the Disney art aesthetic where it's like, yeah, that is just like so appealing to mass cultures that like you understand seeing them using it over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. But even Disney like branches out and does different art styles.
Yeah. Doesn't just use the same thin, like unrealistically thin, googly-eyed humans every time.
And that turned me off from 3D animation for a long time. I had
googly eyes.
I had a deep prejudiced hatred for any 3D animated movie that did the like twiggy, boggled-eyed character designs. I hated it, and that's why I stayed away from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs for so long. I was like, every fucking character has that same design, and I hate it.
Oh, but they did
Cloudy,
it well.
I know, but Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is actually a really good, fun movie.
Because it knows it's a dumb, silly movie for children.
But it has a lot of heart.
Oh yeah, it knows it's a dumb, silly kids movie, and it loads all of its heart in there with an actually worthwhile story, and the animation quality is 20 times better and more interesting to look at.
And it uses its art direction to its advantage and makes things extreme and stuff. Whereas this, it's just like
characters have like
that yet again. It's like the fast, choppy motion because we've got to make everything funny. So if it's like quick and abrupt, it's funny because 3D animation, you have to try harder to do smear frames, and I'm so bored of it. It's so bland. I hate that zingy, choppy animation. It's gotten to the point where it's like I'm wondering if these 3D animators can actually animate a solid scene that has emotion in it without
throwing things everywhere.
Yeah,
Stop. Slow down. Wait a minute. Just animate a character talking. Have consideration for their physics.
And how, like, act for once. Act, please.
Act. Don't throw the puppet around the stage and call it acting. Mm-hmm. 'Cause that's all this is.
So hollow.
If they could have just eliminated 75 to 95% of the characters in this movie, I think that would have helped a lot.
Yeah, there's so many plot threads, and none of them are interesting.
No, it's like you're introducing what could have been an interesting, important plot thread for the whole movie in the last hour, and then immediately follow up with, nope, doesn't matter.
Yeah, like, okay, I know I've seen a lot of reviews for this movie where they're like, this is just like the Toy Story formula where it's like, it's any story where it's like a new person comes into your life, you don't like them, whether it be your brother or the new toy in town or whatever, and then they butt heads and they don't get along.
Eventually get along and save each
whatever.
other.
That's a trope or cliche or whatever.
Who cares?
But like I said before, I don't care that it's a rehash of a story we've seen before.
Just tell it well.
That happens all the time. Tell it well. What does piss me off, though, is, like, there's so many moments that almost feel borrowed from other better movies. Mm-hmm. Like, when Duke was, like, giving his backstory about his owner, I was waiting for it to be, like, at least a Toy Story 2 Jessie and her owner kind of thing. And it was kind of that, but it, like, not as emotionally, like, there's no stakes.
The dog was dumb and ran away.
God,
and then when he got back, oh, he's dead.
Okay, we're moving on. Well, I guess we'll just go home.
Yeah, that was it.
Yep, we can't dwell on this subject.
Also, it's the small dog's fault for trying to help the large dog get home.
Because, he's so bad for trying to get rid of him by taking him back to his original owner.
That he loved. I don't see what the problem is here. Oh, dogs are dumb. Dogs are dumb. This makes me appreciate cats so much more.
This movie didn't do anything.
I mean, no, this movie was really bad for all animals and all pet types.
God, and don't even get me started on the stupid rabbit.
No.
That, like, all of that, just cut it.
Cut it all out.
Cut it all out. It was
not needed. It was bad. This character did not need to be the saving grace of this movie.
And yet again, I had another Toy Story 2 flashback with the ending there. Whereas, like, the little girl picks him up. Mm-hmm. And was like, I'm going to take you home. It was like the prospector.
Oh, yeah.
Getting taken by the little girl.
Yeah, except the rabbit was fine with it.
Yeah. I mean,
because this movie can't have villains.
Like, almost every single animal movie came to mind while I was watching this one. I was just thinking, man, I wish I was watching that movie instead. Or Toy Story, in the cases that I brought up. But yeah, it's like I was thinking of Oliver and Company a lot, like through several moments of this, and it was like, wow, Oliver and Company did that better. And Oliver and Company isn't even a fantastic movie. I really like it, but...
This movie couldn't decide who the main characters were, and decided to tell 3 movies at the same time.
3? I think you mean 15.
Sorry, 3 plot threads. Okay, sorry, 3 groups of characters that constantly, each separately, kept diving into various plot threads and then dropping them instantly.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I would be fine if we had just a single group of characters and they're going on an adventure and then they run into various things along the way and they interact with it and then you move on. That's a lot of movies and it's done well in those. But this movie was too scared to just tell one story because they knew their one story was bad, so they had to throw in another story and then another story. And
it didn't have to be bad, though. It didn't have to be bad.
No.
They could have made it good.
I know, but they were too scared, so they decided to go the jangly keys route.
Bolt was another one I was thinking of.
Yes.
Because they because they had the whole side plot of, like, people are bad and stuff, so I was, like, thinking of Mittens.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Bolt.
Spoilers for a bunch of old movies that came out minimum 5 years ago.
Yeah. But I mean, like, okay, Bolt in this movie have quite a bit in common, where it's like road trip buddies kind of stuff. And yet again, Bolt didn't take itself all that seriously, but Bolt had more stakes and had more emotion than this.
Yep.
And I mean, I feel like I can say that with, like...
100% certainty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that movie's stellar. That is a gold star, 10 out of 10 film compared to this one.
Bolt has moments that make me tear up if if it catches me off guard.
Oh yeah. Just letting you know how we feel about Bolt right now. I would say it's probably still like a good or almost great film. Mm-hmm. It's a very solidly good film.
Yeah.
It is fantastic compared to this one. On my weird, silly voting or ranking scale.
Which changes every review.
Boss Baby is now terrible.
Boss Baby is now terrible.
No, it's not that bad, but it's...
I mean, I'd say, like, this and Boss Baby are about even for me.
Yeah. It's like, I would probably watch...
I might watch Boss Baby again just to show people my Katzenberg theory, but that would be it.
Yeah.
So, like...
I'm not gonna watch this movie again.
The Boss Baby, the reasons for watching Boss Baby are completely ironic and personal, so, like,
Personal
it
and has nothing to do with the actual...
quality of the movie.
Yeah. God, there were too many characters in this movie. The hawk didn't need to be in this movie at all.
No.
The hamster or guinea pig, no. The bulldog, no.
There's
the
only
wiener dog,
there's
no.
only 2 characters that get satisfying conclusions by the end of this. Gidget and Max. Everybody else, like, there's problems.
I wouldn't even say Max gets closure.
I mean...
He's the closest one besides Gidget that finishes their arc.
Yeah.
Gidget is, like, the only one that actually finishes their arc in this entire movie. And she's a creepy stalker that beats the shit out of people. Because love.
It's funny because she's tiny.
She's a tiny, floofy dog. Yeah.
After watching so many videos today about, like, what makes movies good, and especially the music stuff, I was listening to the score while watching this movie, and
it was
just like...
just nothing.
Snore.
It was a nothing score.
This movie, the score fills me with nothing.
Who knows? We might put more of these watching old movies that we haven't actually seen yet up here as we watch them. It really depends on if we see movies and if we actually get around to doing this.
Mm-hmm. I would love to do more thorough breakdowns of these, too.
But I don't think we should do that in, like...
podcast form. Yeah, but if you guys would be interested in... Because I know in these podcasts it's kind of hard to articulate exactly what we're trying to say. But what I would love to do is, I know there are some streaming services and stuff where it's like you can watch movies with people. I might make it a reward at some point on my Patreon where I'll have, like, streams set up so that we can, like, watch movies together with so many Patreon people or whatever, and we can actually, like, stop the movie and, like, break down what makes something good, what makes something bad. Preferably, I'd like to watch good movies and break down what makes them good with you guys. But, you know.
We can flip-flop and mix it up. Remix.
Remix.
Also, let's throw in pop music. Because pop music is the thing that exists and won't be dated in 5 minutes.
Yeah. But I mean, it can still be done with class yet again, like... Oliver and Company is
but
not...
it's just there, and then it's gone. There's no point to it.
I know. Wait. I have a point here.
Okay.
Oliver and Company is a contemporary movie in the finest of senses. It was a movie made in, like, the mid-'80s, late 80s. And it wanted to be that. It was that to a T, but it doesn't have pop music, as in, like, actual music that made the pop charts.
It had an original score.
That sounds like pop music.
Yes. That,
because it was made for the movie, is timeless.
And, you know, they got Billy Joel.
Yeah, and they got Billy Joel, which is just A++. Nostalgia goggles, fully equipped. I love that movie.
I've seen that movie like twice.
It's so, like...
And not within the last 10 to 12 years.
It's so, like, almost good. It's a lot better than the movie we just watched.
That's true. That's 100% true.
I mean, just, like, the first, like, 10 minutes alone are better than this movie. Like, this entire movie.
How about minute?
Yeah. Man, I just want to watch Oliver and Company now.
75 frames.
What?
The first 75 frames.
Well, I mean, the first several quote-unquote frames are panning shots of New York, so...
They're beautifully watercolored.
Yes, they are.
Better than this movie, because...
They got big old product placement signs, because New York.
Yeah. Okay, I guess, do you have anything else to say?
I want to watch Oliver and Company.
Well, you can watch Oliver and Company.
Yay!